And we're live, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. It's the Girl Scouts of Silver Sage. My name is Mateo from 103.5 KISS FM, and I'm joined by my new friends, Holly and Mary.
Hello. We are here tonight. I'm Holly Woodings. I serve on Boise City Council and also on the Board of Directors for Girl Scouts of Silver Sage.
I'm Mary, and I'm a junior Girl Scout, and
That's good.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. So tonight we're going to be talking about the amazing Girl Scout cookie program and hear from some local Girl Scouts about why they participate in the cookie program. We're going to meet a business boss who will be interviewed by and interviewing one of our cookie bosses. And also, we're going to see 4 talented area chefs competing for the title of our very first cookie kickoff contest. They've been working away on some amazing desserts made with and inspired by Girl Scout cookies.
Obviously, the Girl Scouts are so crucial to the community here in the Treasure Valley and the greater, entire country, right? But we're thankful that there are 4 chefs here in the Treasure Valley that were willing to give their time to the Girl Scouts. The last couple of weeks, we've been preparing and getting things ready behind the scenes. Chef Z, who just happens to be a birthday boy today. So, Chef Z, make sure you wish him happy birthday. Chef Sabrina from the Measuring Spoon. Chef Cody of the Fork in downtown Boise. And we're actually here at the home base with Chef Michelle at Kin, right in downtown Boise, who's starting to get ready with her dessert, her creation. Can you tell everybody a little bit about what's happening here, your inspiration?
Yeah, so it's so great to be here with all of y'all. So for this dessert, we here at Kin, we have these delivery meals that are going on, and each month or about every 4 weeks, we change the whole menu. The theme for this next menu that begins this week is education. So we've taken some of our favorite courses from college, and we've designed, some of our favorite courses that we've taken in college, and we've used that as an inspiration for each food course that we've done. So here for the dessert, one of my favorite classes was a field geology course. So this dessert will have multiple layers representing different types of rock formations.
Awesome. I love the creativity. We're going to be checking in with you a few times throughout the entire hour-long broadcast. So we'll see what's going on behind the scenes here.
And we'll try not to sneak bites as we're going along with it. But, it's tempting.
after this.
This is true.
So what is the cookie program? A lot of folks that I talk to, and everybody loves cookies, but a lot of folks don't know that the cookie program is actually the largest youth entrepreneurial program in the entire world. And it's been going on for over a century. Now girls participate in it to learn how to set goals, to learn business ethics, to learn how to handle money, how to deal with people in the public, and how to fund their own Girl Scout programming. Mary is one of those Girl Scouts who does that. And the other role it plays is girls are able to raise money for the programs that they love in Girl Scouts, like sleepover camp, day camps, and STEM programs. So it really is a multifaceted program that does a lot for the community. It does a lot for the girls who participate in it. And I think that I should probably just stop talking about it so that Mateo and Mary can tell everyone more about how it actually works.
Absolutely. And Mary, you're the expert. I was so excited to get to meet you through this process. And it's obvious that the Girl Scouts has been a huge role in your life. Can you tell everybody watching and me a little bit about how long you've been a Girl Scout and what you love about it?
This is my 3rd year being a Girl Scout, and I like how Girl Scouts meet new people, and you can learn new things, and you can go to day camps and sleepover camps, and I like that Girl Scouts is just it's just
Full life experiences is what I'm hearing. Yeah.
it teaches you a lot.
And you're selling cookies, obviously. What's your goal this year?
My goal is to sell 1,000 boxes of cookies.
And off the camera, before we started the broadcast, I didn't realize how close you were I'm wondering if you need to bump the goal up a little bit higher. Where are you at right now?
I sold 946 boxes of Girl Scout.
So you're almost there. I think you're going to get it pretty easily. And then with all that money you're going to raise from your sales, what are you thinking about using that towards?
I'm going to use it to go to sleepaway camp at Camp Alice Pinger. And yeah.
So it's all about experiences, and girls like you all across the Treasure Valley are living that out through cookie sales. Now, if you're at home and you want to participate, whether you have a Girl Scout at home, you were a Girl Scout, or a general interest helping out a great cause, there are ways for you to participate, and we want you to join the fun as well. So we have a couple of prizes we're giving away. For every $25 donation, you're in for the Cookie Survival Kit, which is 3 cases. That's cases, which means 36 boxes of cookies that could be yours. 1 entry per $25 donation. And for a $50 donation, that's going to get you in for this wine pairing experience from Split Rail Winery. Huge. I think that Holly and I can agree we both want to be there with you if you win that. But it's for you and 5 friends. We could be 2 of them. It's totally up to you. We're willing to come along. And that's for every $50 donation, which, by the way, also guarantees you a copy of the winning recipe. And we had a very thick contract for all of our chefs to sign, agreeing that no hidden ingredients would be left off of the recipe, right?
Oh, I think I must have missed that one.
So you'll have that recipe at home as well. And of course, the smallest way you can help is just any denomination of any donation can count towards 1 vote along the way as well. So you can chip in and vote along with Holly and Mary and I as we decide tonight's winner.
And it was very hard in our first round of judging to decide which desserts were, fulfilled the very complicated judging rubric that we have to go on here in this contest. And in addition to people voting at home and contributing to our program tonight, we've also had some wonderful sponsors who have stepped up to sponsor our cookie season. We have our golden ticket sponsor, and that is Intuit. Our Cookie Boss supporters are Best Bath, Horrocks Engineers, Idaho Central Credit Union, Root Networking Group, and TRW Architecture and Planning. And we have a special thank you to Lightbender Media, who's doing all of our AV tonight, and also 103.5 KISS FM, and our wonderful co-host, Mateo.
I'm glad to be here.
All right, next up, we are honored to be joined by our business boss. And tonight, our business boss is Angela Taylor. Angela Taylor has a local consulting company that does nationwide work that's called Dignitas Advisors. They do work in the area of diversity, equity, and inclusion for companies across the U.S. and a lot here locally too, really building that next generation of leadership that our community needs. Angela is she's a Treasure Valley gal. She actually grew up in Mountain Home. And so we're really lucky to have her here tonight. And she is here to interview our cookie boss. Mary, can you tell us a little bit more about our cookie boss?
We are proud to have our cookie boss, McKinley, with us tonight. McKinley is an ambassador Girl Scout who serves as a girl board member of the Silver Sage Board of Directors. Please welcome Angela and McKinley.
Nice job.
All right. Great job, Mary. Thanks, Mary and Holly. We love what you have cooking up there in the kitchen with Michelle. And guess what? I had a remarkable opportunity to meet McKinley recently, and I am so impressed by her. So I can't wait for our audience and viewers to get to know you, McKinley. So I'd love for you just to share with us, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so my name is McKinley. I'm 18 and I am a senior at Boise High School.
Awesome. Amazing. And you're our cookie boss. And I'm wondering if I can borrow that title for a little bit, maybe put it on my resume.
Yes, you can take
it. Awesome. Thank you. Well, so McKinley, how long have you been a Girl Scout, and what's your favorite moments from your Girl Scout journey?
Okay, so I've been in Girl Scouts for 12 years. This is my 12th year. And I think one of my favorite memories of being a Girl Scout is going to Oregon to see the play Wicked. And I used money that I had earned from my cookie sales in order to take that trip, and I just had a blast.
That's awesome. Well, and I think it's quite remarkable because you are somebody who we may be seeing starring on stage or on our screen someday. So what was it about that trip in Wicked, and how is that connected to the things that you want to do later on in your career, or actually the pursuits that you have after high school?
Yeah, so I've been obsessed with theater since I was little, and now I'm planning to major in theater in college and hoping to make it my career. So, of course, I was super excited to see Wicked. I've seen it like 5 times now, but I'm just obsessed with theater.
That's wonderful. Well, I can't wait to see you on stage holding up an Emmy or an Oscar or all of those awards. And we will be proud to say that you were here from the Treasure Valley and that it started with Girl Scouts. So on that 12-year Girl Scout journey, how long have you been selling cookies, and what was something that you learned from that experience of being an entrepreneur?
Yeah, so again, I've been selling cookies for 12 years, and I've learned so much from selling cookies. Obviously people skills, how to talk to people, because it's really intimidating to walk up to a stranger and ask them to buy cookies. And so I think from those skills, I've learned a lot about courage, and I've gained confidence. And also when we're out there selling cookies and it's snowing or raining or just really cold, it's easy to get discouraged. And so I've learned how to stay positive and motivated, because, it is really easy to get beat up when you're out there and you're just like, I just want to pack up. But I've learned, how to stay motivated, and then also how to help my other girls in my troop stay positive.
Wow. All of those things that are going to be critical throughout your life and your career as you continue with your aspirations. I am curious a little bit. We talked about this before, but what is your favorite cookie, or at least your top 3 favorite?
Oh, that's so hard. But I do think Samoas and Thin Mints are one of the top. And I also like Toffee-tastic, are gluten-free. I think those are really good. Yes. So Angela, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so as Holly mentioned, I was born and raised in Mountain Home. My father was in the Air Force, and my mother was an educator in Mountain Home. And I loved sports growing up. And I had a chance for a couple of years. I was a Girl Scout. I didn't stay in it as long as I would have liked, because I got involved in sports and it was taking me all over the place. And then I actually ended up going to Stanford University, where I played women's basketball, competed for about 4 years, and won an NCAA championship, and learned a lot of things very similar to the Girl Scout experience, a lot of things that have helped me in my career journey right now. And I'm an entrepreneur. I think maybe it was a little bit of that Girl Scout cookie selling back when I was younger, that taught me how to be an entrepreneur, how to be resilient, how to be able to focus on my development and being the CEO of me along the way in the journey.
Right. Okay, so as a female, what challenges have you faced to become an entrepreneur and a business boss?
Yeah, I think a lot of it. The first one was actually believing that I could do it. Early on, I was a little bit risk averse. I didn't want to take too many chances, and was worried that if I wasn't successful, what was I going to be able to do? So I think overcoming that kind of fear of failure, if you will. But then I just thought that the opportunity to be my own boss, to execute and build my own dream, and design whatever my future was like was too important for me not to try. And so it's been a really fun journey. There's been a lot of ups and downs. I've learned a lot about myself along the way, but it certainly has been a fun process of being able to do the things that I love and to be able to help the people that I want to be able to assist.
That's awesome. I love that. Okay, so I'm curious, what advice do you have for, people like me, girls in Girl Scouts, or just in general, who want to be entrepreneurs, want to become CEOs? What advice do you have?
Yeah, I think that's such a great question. I think first and foremost is to believe in yourself, is to trust everything it is that you want to do. And you are a great example of that, as somebody that fell in love with the theater early on in your life. And it's something that you continue to pursue this journey. And so trusting yourself and believing in yourself and dreaming big are those things that really will be the North Star to you along the way, along the journey. And then I think the second thing I would say is to find your authentic voice. Is I think oftentimes along the way in this journey, we find other people that we look up to or we admire, and we can identify characteristics or traits that are really invaluable. And as you're doing that, find your authentic voice. And it's so empowering when you can kind of lean in and step into your full power. And I think the last thing I will say is to always do things with a purpose and do things on purpose. And so that means sometimes you have to say no to some things that just don't make sense. And when you say yes to something, do it fully, because you'll learn so much in the process. You'll learn a lot about yourself, as well as about others.
Wow, that's really powerful advice. Thank you for sharing that.
Absolutely. Well, what advice would you have for me or for a young lady like Mary, who's early in her career and she's selling 946 boxes of cookies, almost hitting her goal already? What advice would you have for other Girl Scouts?
That's such a big question. Yeah, Mary's a rock star. But I would just say, I think surrounding yourself with a good support system can help you achieve goals that you have. I know for me, my family is huge in my life, and so having their support has helped me, reach the goals that I want to reach. And yeah, I think just find things that make you happy, find things that you're passionate about, and pursue them. And and don't worry so much about doubts or anxiety or worries, but just do your best and just go for it.
Gosh, so you all can see why I'm so impressed with McKinley. She has her head on her shoulders already at a young age, and really looking forward to what's to come in the future. Can tell us what is to come, 5 years from now? What is your dream?
Yeah, so I think for me, since I've been obsessed with theater at such a young age, being on Broadway would be the big dream. I think that would just be so amazing. So hopefully after, undergrad, I'll be able to learn lots of skills that will help me pursue that dream.
That's great. So you're a senior at Boise High School right now, and a few months away from graduation. What's next for you in the immediate future?
Yeah, so I'm going to be attending a university here in Idaho. I'm going to major in theater, and I'm just super excited to see what the future holds.
That's awesome. Well, I wish you well. Again, I'm so impressed with you. I know that you have amazing things ahead of you in your future. And so please definitely keep in touch. Let us know how you're doing along the way and along that journey. And for all of you that are watching today, please support Girl Scouts. You'll see from Mary to McKinley, you see the possibilities that Girl Scouts provides to the young women that are part of the program. And so by purchasing some cookies, eating some calories, helping us out, you can have a tremendous impact on the future leaders for our community. So McKinley, again, it was fantastic to get to know you. Thanks again for being that cookie box. I'm going to ask you for the title sometime, so expect that email to come through in a little bit. But that's it from us right now. I'm going to send it back to the studio to Mary and Holly.
Thank you so much, Angela and McKinley. And again, it's stories like those that just prove the point of how impactful the Girl Scouts can be in young girls' lives all the way through adulthood. We're still here in downtown Boise at KIN, and Michelle is still behind us working on her creation. We're going to check in with Michelle. Can you tell us some of the steps you're on right now as you're coming up with this master plan?
Yeah, so kind of rewinding a little bit, we have these ring molds here, and this is what we're laying the dessert in. And the very first layer was, so this is actually a recipe that everyone has access to. This is the OG, the original Girl Scout cookie recipe that I took I borrowed straight from the Girl Scout cookie website. So this makes up the bottom layer, and this represents sedimentary rocks. And then the next layer here is what I call the metamorphic middle. So metamorphic rocks are composed from pre-existing rocks that go through a change from pressure and heat. So I thought this is where the trefoils come in. So trefoils mixed up with some caramel and a black sesame halva. This just gets processed together, and that's what I spread in the middle. And this top layer here is an orange cream. So we made an orange curd, whipped some cream into it, And now I'm just about to spread that across.
Now, as you're explaining this to me, I learned before we went live that you actually have a favorite utensil in the kitchen, and I'm watching you wave it everywhere.
Yes.
What's the story behind this? Is getting it done?
This is called an offset spatula, and if you're going to order one, you want to make sure you get the offset. So offset means it has sort of a bent handle there. So when you're spreading like such, you just have a little bit more room to work with. Isn't it amazing? You can use it to put butter on your toast, to lift things up and put them down, flip a little mini quail egg. So many things.
Next time I have quail eggs in my kitchen, I'll make sure that I have those.
It's a very handy tool, and for anyone who's watching who has ever ordered kin at home, they'll be very familiar with multiple uses for the offset spatula, so much that I only have 2 offset spatulas. I often have to wash them like halfway in between assembling the meal because it is such a handy little tool. And if you put a picture up of a dish that should have been plated with an offset spatula, but you have plated it with something else, Michelle will call you out.
Wow.
Yeah, it's that serious. It's pretty
We're
awesome.
not messing around.
And we're looking for sponsors, offset spatula sponsors. So if there's any companies out there willing to sponsor us.
All right, Mary, did you have a question for Michelle that you were wanting to ask her?
Why did you choose to participate in the Girl Scout Cookie Kickoff?
Oh, that's a good question. So I'm going to take a little line from this Girl Scout cookie box. Here it says the Girl Scout cookie mission is Girl Scouting builds girls of courage, confidence, and character who make the world a better place. And knowing like this being your mission, like who wouldn't want to participate in that, right? Also, I'd like to point out that I think someone who really embodies this is Princess Leia. And Princess Leia, I mean, I don't think this is coincidence. And now that you know, you'll never be able to unsee this.
That's so true.
I mean, I didn't actually put the connection together that the Girl Scout trefoil is actually a silhouette of Princess Leia until last night. And I've been looking at it for years. And now whenever I look at it, I'm like, oh, yep, Princess Leia right there.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much, Michelle.
Well, if you're at home and you're starting to get hungry, you're starting to crave some desserts, you're looking for something to do, got a great idea about participating in what we're doing here tonight, helping accomplish a goal. And last I heard, we're getting closer and closer to our goal on the night, but we can't do it without you. So if you'd like to vote for the desserts as we start to unveil those, don't forget any donation of any denomination will count as 1 vote per donation. And if you're looking for the big prize tonight, well, there's 2 of them you can get in for. $25 donations are going to get you 1 entry each for this cookie survival kit, and it's going to get you through, I would think, most of the year, but maybe about a month for me, if I'm being honest. But 3 cases of cookies, that's 36 boxes that you can win with that survival kit. And for every $50 donation, not only are you going to get a copy of the winning recipe, but you're going to be entered in for that wine pairing experience, which Girl Scout cookies and wine, it sounds like a Saturday night for me and my cat. So jump into that chat, make a donation. That's a great way to participate tonight.
And like Mateo had said earlier, we would be happy to be your guests if you happen to win the wine pairing. So, we're not really putting pressure on, but we kind of are.
We're a great time.
And if you don't want to risk it on winning your Girl Scout cookies, there are also many opportunities to buy Girl Scout cookies. My husband, before we came, was like, wait, hasn't Mary already been selling Girl Scout cookies? How is this the cookie kickoff? And what this really is this is the kickoff to in-person Girl Scout cookie sales, what would traditionally be our booth season. So the girls have already been out taking orders. They're starting to deliver those orders, but you'll see Girl Scouts popping up around your neighborhoods, at your grocery stores, and other places selling Girl Scout cookies in booths. You will also be able to order online. And we're featuring a few troops across southern Idaho tonight that you can order from. And the first of those troops this evening is Troop 492 in Meridian. Troop 492 is earning money to go camping. When girls sell Girl Scout cookies, Their troop gets some of the proceeds from their Girl Scout cookie sales, and the girls get some of the proceeds in the form of cookie dough that they can use for their Girl Scout activities. And so every year before Girl Scout cookie season, troops kind of get together, they make their plans, they make their goals, and they figure out what they're going to do with those proceeds. And it helps keep them motivated throughout the season to follow up with customers and really get out there and build their businesses as cookie business owners. So we're gonna watch a short video from Troop 492 and see what they're up to this cookie season.
Hi, my name's Nikki, and this is my little sister Lucy. Hi. And I'm from Troop 492. And we think you should buy Girl Scout cookies from us because they're delicious, and we're going to go to the Golden Gate Bridge with the money we earn. My goal's 200, and Lucy, what's yours? 100. And that's what we're doing with the Girl Scout money.
And once again, you can buy cookies from Troop 492 using the link in your chat. And you can either order cookies for home delivery for shipping, or you can donate cookies to the Idaho Food Bank. Your turn. This is Chef Z's video.
Oh. Now we have Chef Z from Z's Rooftop Cafe with us. Sorry? Let's watch his video.
Hello everybody, my name is Christopher Zahn, otherwise known as Chef Z. I am the chef and owner of Z Christopher and Z's Rooftop in downtown Boise. Today I have chosen to use 3 different Girl Scout cookies with the same recipe to give you an idea of the different ways each Girl Scout cookie can transform into a cake pop. The first cookie I chose to use was Thin Mint. Then we did the Lemon Ups, and we finished with the Samoas. My favorite cookie is the Samoa for the fact that it has so many different flavors, textures, and just that nice chew to a Girl Scout cookie. I decided to be part of this competition because I wanted to take my skills as a pastry chef and show young girls and their mothers and friends some of the fun ways that they could take their Girl Scout cookies and make exciting desserts that they could do at home and would not take a lot of effort. So what we're going to do today is focus on the Samoa though. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to take 1 package of our Samoa cookies and we're going to put them in our food processor. I like to break them up just a tad so it's not as long as a process. Just put your lid on. Get it? And I just start on low. And as you can see, it's just a quick minute till that's nice and crumbled. And then what we like to do is we add our 6 ounces of Devil's Food cake, and you put it back in. Now we have this wonderful consistency of cookie and cake. So I'm going to just take 4 ounces of my frosting and put it into this. And then I am just going to put it back in the food processor on low and just going to mix it till it blends. And there we are. Just like that, you have your filling done. You're going to go right into the refrigerator for 30 minutes till it hardens. Once it comes out of your fridge, it's nice and chilled. It's going to be a nice consistency. What I like to do is just take a spoon. You can also take a small ice cream scoop, maybe a 1 ounce or so. Depends on how big you want these to be. If you get them into a natural ball, about 1 inch in circumference, you're going to get roughly a dozen cake pops per recipe. They go back in the fridge or the freezer for another 10 to 15 minutes with sticks on them. So I just place my sticks in and into the fridge they go. So all we're going to do now is take our cake pop, swirl it in our caramel, and then I just dip it in that toasted coconut. And then a little earlier, before we started, I just took a little bit of the Samoa cookie out of the mixer, ground it up, and I just covered the top with just a little bit of that crumble, just so you know what we're talking about. Here's an example of the finished product that we've done. So this is the Samoa that we just learned about. This is our lemon up, and this is just garnished with a little bit of lemon hard candy we just smashed up with a hammer. And then because it's St. Patrick's Day coming up, we took our Thin Mints and we just garnished them with some wonderful little St. Patrick's Day sprinkles. So you have a wonderful, wonderful cake pop that's great for an afternoon. They do last in the fridge for 2 days and in the freezer for up to 5. So everybody out there in the audience, what you need to know is that we didn't take one, we didn't take two, but we took 3 different cookies, gave you 3 different recipes, and created a whole lot of fun for you and your families and everybody to share for the rest of the season.
Remember, ladies and gentlemen, you can vote for Chef Z by clicking on his link in the chat.
Thank you so much, Chef Z. And we did taste those cake pops, and they are delicious. Chef Z, like Ken, was also one of the chefs who has been so fortunate, or I should say generous, in sharing their space with us during the cookie kickoff. Our first tasting was at Chef Z's rooftop cafe, and then Ken has been so generous with their space for our event tonight and our rehearsal last night. So thank you for that. Our next chef that we're going to be visiting is Chef Sabrina. I was not familiar with Chef Sabrina because her bakery is out in Nampa, and she has a wonderful Instagram page and she has a wonderful Facebook page. She makes these really intriguing desserts. Like Chef Z just made cake pops, Sabrina makes very large cake sickles. They look like a popsicle, but they're cake. And they're beautifully decorated and look so delicious. And they would be perfect, I think, for Mary's birthday party. I'm just saying. So next we're going to visit with Chef Sabrina and see what she has created for the Great Cookie Kickoff.
Hi, my name is Sabrina Valancourt. I'm with the Measuring Spoon Baking Company, and today I chose one of my favorite cookies, Thin Mints, to make a chocolate ganache tart with a Thin Mint crust. I chose to do the cookie bake-off because what a fun experience it would be to be able to make a dessert from one of my childhood's favorite cookies. So the first step is to get your cookies. We're going to use our food processor to grind them up for the crust. So you'll need 45 of these. And each sleeve has 16 cookies each. And then what you'll want to do is process them in the food processor until they're very fine. And then what you'll need next is 6 tablespoons of butter. And we're going to mix that until the cookie crumbs come together. And you'll want to make sure the butter is spread evenly through all of them so the crust will stay nice and tight when it gets baked. So you'll grab your 9-inch tart pan, and we'll just take this cookie mixture and we'll pour it in, which will be our crust. And what you want to do is press it into the pan firmly, and we'll have extra, but we want to make sure that it goes all the way up the sides so it's a nice formed crust, and when you take it out of the oven, it'll stay together. And then once that's done, you'll want to stick this in the oven at 350 for 5 minutes, so it'll have more of a crunchy cookie taste rather than a softer crust. We have one that's been cooled and is ready for the filling. So now after we've made the tart crust, what we're going to be doing is making the ganache filling. What you'll need is 8 ounces of heavy whipping cream, as well as 4 tablespoons of room temperature butter. And what we're going to do is we're going to melt this until it simmers, and then we'll be pouring that over our 12 ounces of already pre-chopped chocolate. And you want to stir it around occasionally. And what this is going to do is it's going to get the cream and the butter hot enough so when we pour it over our chocolate, it'll start to melt the chocolate. And that's why we've chopped it as well. So you want to wait until it starts to simmer. Okay, and now it's ready to be poured over our chocolate. So what you want to do is just stir the cream around with the chocolate and let it sit for a minute. And that way the chocolate will be melted by itself. Gently stir around the ganache. And you don't want to whip it, because when you whip it, it'll incorporate a lot of air bubbles. And with air bubbles and a tart, you want that smooth finish. So this part takes patience, but it'll be worth it. So once everything is blended together, you'll get this beautiful looking ganache. And you'll want to grab that tart crust that you made earlier, and what we'll do is we'll pour it in, and you'll want to smooth it around. And then what you'll want to do with this is you'll want to put it in the refrigerator for up to 2 hours so it can harden. You can leave it out if you'd like, but it speeds up the process a lot if you put it in the refrigerator. And now after your tart has hardened in the refrigerator, you can use whatever you'd like to decorate it, but today I chose to decorate this with raspberries, blackberries, blueberries, and strawberries. And since this is a thin mint featured tart, I thought it would be fun to also add some fresh mint leaves and give it some beautiful color. My dessert deserves your vote because not only is it simple and anyone can make, it's also beautiful. You can serve it at a brunch, after dinner. You can change the toppings. You could even change the crust to a different Girl Scout cookie. It's versatile, it's beautiful, and it's a showstopper.
Don't forget to pledge your support for Chef Sabrina, our friend from the Measuring Spoon in Nampa, for her delicious tart creation. It tasted amazing. I can tell you that Thin Mints make an incredible crust, and I thank Chef Sabrina for sharing that very important knowledge with us. All right, so next up, we are back to the Kin Kitchen. We're gonna check in with Chef Michelle and see where she is in the process of her dessert.
So earlier, I had spread that orange cream layer and I sprinkled on some black sesame seeds. They went into the freezer, and in the world of make-believe kitchen, stuff, they froze like in 5 minutes, and now I'm here unmolding them. So now we have these 3 layers here.
They
Perfect
look
circles.
delicious. Mary, do you have another question for Michelle?
I heard you were a Girl Scout. How has that affected your life today?
Yeah, so
Affected?
yeah, in fact, it affected. So I was a Girl Scout when I was about your age, Mary. So I was in 4th grade and 5th grade. I spent 2 years, and there was a song that I learned. I don't know, maybe it's called like the friendship song. That's what I would call it. But the lines that I remember are, make new friends, but keep the old. Some are silver and the other's gold. Did I?
Yeah, you said it right.
Okay. I also learned that there were a lot more lyrics other than just that. So personally, I feel like that saved me when I was an awkward fourth grader, through my awkward middle school, high school years, and as an awkward adult even now. And those are things that I try to continue to practice as an adult. I try not to just stick with my little group of friends and my little clique. And I think that's something that we embody here at KIN. So our name KIN means family, and I think we do a really great job, not just with like the people that we've been together with for the last 8 years, but as we bring on more people into our crew and fold them in, they're not just like, oh, these are the new folks, but we really hope that they can feel immediately part of KIN.
And I feel like you've really taken in Girl Scouts as part of KIN too. So thank you for doing that. We're happy to be your silver friends.
Oh, sweet.
Well, listen, I've got great news. I don't know if you heard this while some videos were playing, but since we've been live, the amount of donations that we've received has gone up significantly. So everyone watching, everyone donating, thank you so much. We need your help by the end of this to reach our goal, which is $10,000. Right now we're at $7,300. That's a big jump from where we started. So if you are at home right now, you want to help, you want to participate, this is the way to do it. You can jump into the chat and you can make a vote for one of your favorite creations that you've seen so far. Any donation of any denomination is going to count as one vote. So you can spend $50 one time and that'll turn to 50 votes, right? For $25, it's going to get you in for what I think is super important to get you through the rest of the year. It's Cookie Survival Kit. And that's 3 cases of cookies if you win that. Each $25 donation is an entry for that. That's 36 boxes of cookies. Definitely lasts you a while. And of course, for $50, you're going to get the winning recipe tonight, no matter what. And you're entered for that winery, wine pairing experience for you and 5 friends. So a lot to win tonight. And of course, a great cause. And those donations are going to help get us there.
And I think it's really important to note that Girl Scout cookies are wonderful from the freezer. So if you get 36 boxes of cookies, don't feel overwhelmed. Just put them in the freezer and you can take them out year round. And they're just as good as if they just shown up on your doorstep the day before.
Now, I did learn last week that you and I share a passion for frozen Thin Mints. So it's true, stick them in the freezer. They're going to be great no matter what.
It's true, and then when you take them out, they're in that handy sleeve, and you can just pop them like heads.
Yeah.
It's really a wonderful thing.
Yeah, 36 boxes won't last long.
All right, if you don't want to take your chances on the Cookie Survival Kit, or if you need to bolster your chances of getting some delicious Girl Scout cookies, we're going to share our second troop with you tonight, and this is Troop 564 in Pocatello. Pocatello is a wonderful town. A lot of people don't know that our council stretches all the way across southern Idaho and even into Malheur County in Oregon. So girls in Pocatello and Idaho Falls are a really important part of our council as well. And our Troop 564 is earning some money to go horseback riding together. So let's hear their story.
Whoa! I feel so courageous. I feel so confident. I have great character. Boy, I'm scorched. Let's see what's in my saddlebag. There's cookies and milk.
Hey, did you know for every box of Girl Scout cookies donated, the United Dairymen of Idaho will donate a gallon of milk to your local food bank?
Yay! When we work hard, we get to play hard.
And no matter where you are in the world, or probably in the continental United States, you can get cookies shipped from Troop 564, or you can also donate cookies to the Idaho Food Bank using the link in the chat.
As we look through more of these creations and we work our way towards the end of tonight's big event, I do want to give you a behind-the-scenes exclusive look now at Chef Cody's creation.
Hello everyone, I'm Cody Beelan from Fork Restaurants. So today I'll be making a tag-along chocolate mousse with a do-si-do banana bread pudding and Lemon Up's cookie whipped cream. I chose these cookies because I've actually never had these 3. My favorites are the Thin Mints and the Samoas. So I tried to step outside the box a little bit today and really see what else the Girl Scouts had to offer. Myself and Fork wanted to get involved with this because it's a great opportunity to support the local community, and always it's great to have a little friendly competition. So first we're going to start off with our do-si-do banana bread pudding. So what you'll need is 3 ripe bananas, and we've got those in the bowl already. We'll start off with a little bit of flour, move on to our sugar, a little cinnamon, baking soda, baking powder, a little bit of brown sugar, a little bit of ground ginger, a little bit of milk. We use 2% for this one. And what we'll do is we'll incorporate this real quick just to make sure that everything doesn't lump up. We'll add in our eggs. Get those tossed in there real quick. And then we toss in crumbled up do-si-dos just to get a little of that peanut butter and oatmeal flavor to it. So, as we mix that up, we toss it in the oven for about 350 degrees for about 20 minutes. And we have our banana bread. So now we'll jump into the chocolate mousse with the tagalongs in it. So what we've done is we scraped the centers out of the tagalongs to get the peanut butter and the chocolate. We're gonna add a little bit more chocolate to the dish just to get that rich flavor. So first, we've gotta temper our chocolate, and what we'll do is we get it over hot water and just let it melt down. We wanna keep it moving just because we don't want the chocolate to burn. But for the sake of time, what we're gonna do is I'll explain to you how we did it. So as we tempered the chocolate, then we let it cool down, added in 3 egg yolks on the side. Then we also whipped our egg whites separately, adding a little bit of sugar, whipped them until they were stiff and had a nice body to them. We made a little bit of whipped cream on the side, and then gently combined all the ingredients. And then we were able to have it set overnight. And so our final product is a tag-along chocolate mousse. And now we're gonna make the Lemon Ups cookie whipped cream. So first, we take our Lemon Ups, we broke them up just a little bit. We add our heavy cream. And what we wanted to do was let this soak and really drag out the lemon flavors of the cookie. Then we'll add a little bit of sugar, a little bit of vanilla. We'll whisk this all together. And after a little bit of whisking and a little bit of time, we have our final product, the Lemon Ups cookie whipped cream. Now we're gonna plate our dessert. So we'll start with the tag-along chocolate mousse. And we'll just give a nice, healthy plating of it. Go with the banana bread, and then the whipped cream on top. Then we took some of the cookie and just ground them up. So we have a little cookie dust. And there we are. This, I thought, was a great representation of sort of what we do at Fork, bringing a little comfort and familiarity into a new and fun twist on a dessert. And hey, I just really want to win. So go ahead and vote for me, please.
It is so fun to see all the behind the scenes and what goes into these creations. If you were like me and you were loving seeing Chef Cody's creation, jump into that chat below, and you can place your votes by any donation of any denomination, and that goes towards our final goal. We're getting closer to that $10,000, and this is your last call, by the way, to get your donations in for those 2 big prize packs. $25 enters you for the cookie survival kit. That's 3 cases, 36 boxes of Girl Scout cookies for that winner, and $50 gets you in for that wine pairing event, which is going to be totally amazing. So make your donations now. This is your last call to get in for those prizes. And we're getting a lot of feedback, by the way, on that dress that you're wearing, Mary. There's a pretty awesome story behind that. Holly, what's the scoop on that?
Yeah, so I as part of being a Girl Scout board member, I've been fortunate to become very good friends with the Girl Scout CEO, Pat Kite, who was a Girl Scout herself when she was little. So this was actually her junior's dress when she was a 6th grader back in Pennsylvania where she lived. And she gave it to Mary the other day so that she could wear it for the cookie kickoff. And it just happened to fit Mary perfectly. So it all worked out. So this is a genuine vintage dress worn by the CEO of Girl Scouts of Silver Sage.
It's unreal.
Yeah.
And you didn't tie the bow tie, right? It clips right on.
It's a little pin.
That's awesome.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to come back here and visit a little bit more with Chef Michelle and see what her finished dessert looks like.
Well, so earlier, y'all probably didn't catch it over there, but I used my offset spatula to swipe some black sesame paste. Actually, I call it halva lava. So going back to the geology theme of this, spread that on, put the dessert on top, and earlier I spread a little bit of the orange gelée. So this is what the finished dessert looks like.
It looks really beautiful, and I think that this is our turn to taste our very last dessert of the Great Girl Scout Cookie Kickoff, which is Chef Michelle's. Does this have a name? Oh, it does have a name.
We
right?
call it an orange cream pie.
An orange cream pie. And then after we're done, after we taste it, we'll furiously be filling in our judging rubric so that Michelle's scores can be added up and we can determine who the winner is based on our scores and audience participation.
And there is a link in the chat as well if you'd like to vote for Chef Michelle. I know that she's raring to get those votes going, and of course that requires a donation, and we want to hit the goal. So jump in and get your votes going when we taste this creation here.
Oh my goodness, that is delicious. Yeah.
Well, we're going to check out a video now. That's as compelling as it is to watch us eat this live, you're going to get to watch us eat more. All those creations that you got to witness be made, we got to try last week, and I'll show you that right now.
All right, well, we've tried one dessert so far, and I think we're all ready to try 3 more. We've seen the videos and the photos, but now they're in front of us, and it's a little bit overwhelming in like the best way possible. Am I right?
Yes.
There's no such thing as too much dessert, Mateo.
Touche,
No.
touche. But the chefs put in so much time to make these desserts. Well, the first one we have up is a tag-along chocolate mousse with a do-si-do banana bread pudding and lemon ups cookies with cream. I'm not sure how we tackle this. I want to get everything in one bite.
Well, it has this nice kind of smear of chocolate mousse, and then it has the nice banana bread pudding kind of on top. I wasn't sure how the lemon was going to play in with the banana and peanut butter and chocolate.
Right.
But it like gives that extra little brightness.
It's perfect.
That is delicious.
I'm going for a second bite. Don't judge.
The nice springtime thing of the lemon goes really nice with the bananas. And then the chocolate is nice and like it's not too sweet, so it doesn't overpower. And I tasted a little bit of like coffee. I don't know.
I tasted that too.
Yeah.
And just so everyone watching knows too, this is one of your last chances to vote. So make a donation of any denomination for the Girl Scouts Silver Sage, and you're going to influence. We got a whole line on our sheets dedicated to you at home, so you can help us get the job done over here.
And now we're moving on to our chocolate ganache tart with a thin mint crust, which is this beautiful creation covered with berries.
Yes.
You can definitely taste the thin mint crust.
Yeah, it's so prominent. I love that. Also, raspberries are my favorite, so we got to get a little raspberry in there.
The ganache is so rich and delicious.
I think the ganache had a very good texture, and I think it gave the dish very good flavor because it was very rich, and I could taste the thin mints in the crust, and it gave it like nice minty flavor, but it didn't overpower. So what we have now is cake pops with thin mints, lemon ups, and Samoas. I'm going to start with my Samoa one.
Excellent. I like all the nice sprinkles on top.
I think they'll
It's a
give it
very
a
nice
nice
touch.
crunch. I'm just gonna eat it like a cake pop.
Great.
I love the coconut coming out, and I also love that our last dessert is actually 3 desserts.
Variety is the spice of life.
Yes.
Nice crunchy exterior.
The coconut gave it nice texture in the bottom, and then the like crunchy crushed Samoa on top gave it a nice crunch, and then the nice cake pop stuff in the middle was nice and soft, and I think it complemented the crunchy and the like flakiness of the coconut. I'm going to try my lemon up next.
These cake pops are way less, what's the word they use on the Great British Bake Off? Claggy than mine. They're kind of light.
The lemon up had crushed lemon candy on top and the milk chocolate. And I think there was some lemon in there. Icing on the outside was very delicious. And I think it gave it a nice creamy flavor. And then the cake in the middle was very lemony and soft. And I think that it also complemented with everything else.
Do you think that they used the lemon ups to make like the cake pop filling in that one?
Yeah.
That's what I'm kind of thinking. That's what it tastes like.
Yeah, flavor's great.
I'm going to try the thin mint one. Has a nice jumbo assortment of, looks like St. Patty's Day sprinkles on the bottom.
It's a very fun sprinkle assortment, for sure. Very nice and minty.
Love the mints. You can tell they were in the freezer. They're fresher that way.
The sprinkles gave it very nice crunch, and the cake was soft and minty, and the outside was nice and hard like a shell.
What do you think, Mateo?
I love it. I loved all 3 of this one dessert. Out of the 3, I'm a sucker for Thin Mints, and so the Thin Mints were fantastic. All right, so we know that all 4 desserts were amazing. I think we're all really happy with how it turned out, but we also know that the Girl Scouts don't just stop at the cookies.
It's true. One of the reasons why I give so much of my time to the Girl Scouts is because it's really about female entrepreneurship. Some of the things that I've seen Mary learn through her selling of cookies, you know, customer service and money management and good business ethics are really, I think, the cornerstone of so many entrepreneurial efforts, and also probably a lot of the restaurateurs that have so generously donated their time in these amazing desserts. And it's been really fun to see some of my favorite cookies transformed into delicious things. I mean, I don't know what your favorite, actually I do know what your favorite cookie is, but my favorite is a do-si-do, and I never thought of making bread pudding using a do-si-do.
No, it's so creative,
so unique.
so great. Yeah.
I think it's fair to say, ever since we tasted all those creations, we've been thinking about them nonstop. And here we are again tasting another. It's been such a fun ride, and I can't imagine how painful it must be to be watching all of this and not get to taste anything. And that's where the good news comes in. You actually can, for the entire month of March, starting on Monday, each restaurant's going to have the option for you to pop in and purchase one of these creations. And even better, proceeds of that are going to go towards the Girl Scouts of Silver Sage as well.
It's very generous of all of our bakers to do that. And I know that since I tasted them, there's, I'm like, oh, that tart would be so good if we brought it to, it's not like we go anywhere, but we can have it for ourselves for Sunday brunch.
Absolutely.
And it's just so generous of everyone to offer that. So thank you very much. And I'm looking forward to eating a lot of dessert in the month of March. There's always room for dessert, right?
Absolutely.
And before we announce our winners, we want to remind you of where you can buy cookies. We've already told you about 2 of our troops in Southern Idaho. And the last but not least troop we're going to talk about tonight is a very special troop. This is Troop 2000. And Troop 2000 is made up of community troops who may not otherwise get the opportunity to participate in the Girl Scout leadership experience. Troop 2000 provides the Girl Scout leadership experience for girls in grades K through 5. And these are in a lot of Treasure Valley schools where maybe parents weren't Girl Scouts when they were young, but girls still want to participate. And so we have a lot of local sponsors who sponsor these troops. The girls are able to participate free of charge. And it's a year-round, bi-weekly Girl Scout troop. And I've spoken to some folks who have said that this has been a huge deal for the girls participating because they've been able to participate throughout the pandemic. And it's really given them a nice connection to other students and girls throughout a really isolating experience, I think, for a lot of kids. So for the first time, Troop 2000 is participating in cookie sales, and their proceeds will be divided among all 5 schools so that the girls can participate in leadership trainings. A lot of them have plans to donate back to other nonprofits in the community, and they'll also, I think a lot of the girls are planning to attend camp also this summer, which will be a lot of fun. So you can buy cookies from Troop 2000 in the Treasure Valley, Troop 492 in Meridian, and Troop 564 in Pocatello using the links in the chat. And if you don't want to do that, or if you want to do something a little different, Mateo has something very special to tell you about.
There is another layer to this if you're not looking at leaving your house. Listen, these days, who likes leaving their house? Finally, I feel like I fit in because I never like to leave my house. And now nobody else is leaving their house. And that means you can Grubhub cookies for the first time ever. So download the Grubhub app if you don't want to leave your house. And Grubhub can bring those boxes right to your doorstep. It's totally safe, and to be honest, it could be a lazy option too. It's perfectly acceptable, but that is an option this year. We're really excited about it.
It doesn't really matter how you get your cookies,
right,
as long as you do get your cookies.
Absolutely, and the cause is always there, so we're excited to have that opportunity.
It's always good. So I want to give one final thanks to all of our amazing sponsors, donors, chefs, and hosts. It's been a really fun, very different cookie kickoff for us. But with everyone's generosity, it's been really successful. And I'm going to kick it over to Mateo. I think that he's going to be announcing our prize winners.
We do have some prize winners, and as much as Holly and I wish we could have won one or both of them, we couldn't do that. We were disqualified. And so we have winners for our cookie survival kit. That's 36 boxes of cookies. It will hopefully last through the month of March. And that is Lisa Margonis. Sorry if I butchered your name there. Lisa, you're the winner of our cookie survival kit. Congratulations. And for this winery experience, if you don't have friends, Holly and I are perfectly open to tag along for this wine pairing experience. Our winner is Barbara Malone. Congratulations to Barbara Malone for winning that.
I mean, I'm sure that we'll be very good company, even if you do have friends. And they probably don't miss you. It hasn't been one of those years where people are
Right.
missing their friends. You should just make new friends. Silver
Absolutely.
friends,
Yes.
not gold friends. I'm
Yes.
telling you.
And as if there was a shortage of ways to get your cookies, listen, there's another one coming up this Saturday that's going to be at the Albertsons on McMillan and Eagle Road. So come by and see us. We're going to be out there for the majority of the day, but from 10 a.m. until noon, I'll be packing along the entire radio station. We'll be out there, and that's your shot to win the golden ticket, which is going to win you an entire case of cookies. That's 12 boxes. And so if you buy your boxes between 10 and noon at the Albertsons on Eagle and McMillan, your shot to win that golden ticket for even more cookies.
That's pretty exciting. Is there only one golden ticket or are there
One
multiple
golden
tickets?
ticket.
Wow.
One lucky winner.
One lucky winner. All right. Speaking of one lucky winner, Mary is going to announce our first Girl Scout Cookie Kickoff Chef Champion. It's in there. Hooray, Chef Sabrina! And her wonderful amazing thin mint crust. It was amazing. How does it feel to be our first winner, Chef Sabrina?
Oh, it's so exciting. I'm so glad to be a part of this. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Are you willing to participate with us again next year?
Oh, definitely. Yes.
And before we go, can you tell us a little bit more about these cakesicles that you make?
So basically what it is, it's a chocolate mold that I use in the form of a cakesicle. And you pour the chocolate in, let it freeze, then you fill it with cake. So it's pretty much cake covered in chocolate, which is delicious.
That sounds incredible. I don't think you can go wrong with cake covered in chocolate.
Exactly.
Sabrina, this is your prize. It's a box of Thin Mints, like a little sash, and then a little sparkling gold pen.
I love it.
It's for a sweatshirt too.
And then a sweatshirt.
You have the inaugural cookie bus.
Oh, I love that. That is so cute.
And we'll make sure you get your prizes.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Chef Sabrina. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Well, to Chef Sabrina, our champion, Chef Michelle for hosting us tonight, Chef Z, Chef Cody, everyone behind the scenes involved, like Vendor Media. Listen, we're all humbled to have been a part of this, and everyone that volunteered, everyone that donated, everyone that contributed in some way or shape or form. Buying cookies, donating tonight, supporting, sharing the video, sharing what's going on, all of that really snowballs into a huge way that you can contribute towards local young female entrepreneurs right here in the Treasure Valley. This has been so much fun from all of us here downtown Boise at Kin. Thank you, and we can't wait to see you again next year in person.
Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next year. Don't forget to buy your cookies.
Hi, Dana.